Hello, welcome back to my channel. Here is the one you've all been waiting for. It's my T.Rex albums ranked. Now, T.Rex are probably my favourite band of all time. Such a big fan, and Marc Bolan was such an influence on my life. So, first of all, I'm just going to include the T.Rex albums, so not the four Tyrannosaurus Rex albums. And I just want to say I love all these albums. They're all great. They've all got such great songs on them, but I love some more than others, which is quite normal. All right, so let's get cracking. So my least favourite at number 8 is Futuristic Dragon. By the way, these are all the original albums except for one, and I'll tell you which one that is very soon. So this came out in 1976. It reached only number 50 in the UK charts. It contains the singles New York City and Dreamy Lady. There's some other great songs on here. I love the intro, not themed for a dragon, just futuristic dragon intro I love. I wish the album sort of had continued like that. It was a kind of a sort of a heavy proggy intro, and I love All Alone. I think that would have perhaps made a great single. I love the saxophone on that. I mean, it's quite unusual for T.Rex to have a saxophone solo, but having said that, you know, Get It On, they all had saxophone. But anyway, what am I talking about? And I really like Sensation Boulevard, but there's a few tracks I'm not so keen on. Jupiter Liar, Ride My Wheels, but all in all, it's a good album. I think the production let it down a bit. It was a bit sort of cluttered, I found. Yeah, that's my number 8 pick, Futuristic Dragon. Okay, my next one, this has been quite difficult. You know, I didn't really want to put this one so low down, but as I said, I do like them all. So my number 7, Dandy in the Underworld. Okay, now this came out in 1977 and it reached number 26 in the UK charts. And it was Marc Bolan's final album, or T.Rex's final album. Slightly different to the previous one. The production was an improvement, I felt. It was a kind of a stripped down production. Really enjoyable, this one. I like all the tracks on here very much. Dandy in the Underworld, Soul of My Suit was a single, then you had I Love to Boogie, which was a hit the previous year, a bit of a comeback single that was. And even this album was a little bit of a comeback album. I mean, I actually bought this on the final tour at Bristol when I saw the band at Bristol. Visions of Domino is great. Teen Riot Structure, what a song. So yeah, love this album. Dandy in the Underworld is my number 7th pick. Now my next one, some people don't like this album very much, but I love it. Bolan's Zipgun. Now, a little story before I talk about the album. I was going to do this video about a month ago, and I got all my vinyl albums ready. Could not find this one anywhere. And it's a real mystery because it seems to have disappeared. I wouldn't have sold it. I wouldn't have lent it out to anyone. I keep all my vinyl collection in one place. I don't have that many vinyls. I'm one of these people that sold all my vinyls when CDs came out, but I kept my T.Rex ones, thank goodness. So real mystery that is, and it still bugs me. So I had to go out and buy another copy. And this is the a re-release, a remastered one that came out a few years ago. But, you know, I'm happy with it. So, yeah, Bolan's Zipgun. Really interesting album, this one. You got 2 singles, Zipgun Boogie and Light of Love. Okay singles, not my favourites, but you have got some great tracks. Solid Baby, Space Boss, I Really Love You Babe, Golden Belt, and the wonderful Till Dawn, probably my favourite track on here, and Think Zinc. So a great album actually. Sadly, this did not chart in the UK. It was quite a shock to me. But his profile was quite low in the UK at this time. I think he was living abroad. I kind of call this, in my head, his Diamond Dogs album, because he didn't tour this album in the UK anyway. I think he did some dates in the USA maybe. Okay, so that is my number 7 pick. No, sorry, my number 6 pick, Bolan's Zipgun. Okay, now this gets really difficult here, but I'm going with number 6. I've lost track. I always lose track when I try and put things in order backwards. Anyway, the next one is the first T.Rex album, and it is simply called T.Rex. Or some people refer to it as the Brown album, really, because of the brown hair. But first of all, I know you've probably all seen this, but this picture of Mark and Mickey is classic. One of the greatest pictures of them. Look at that Les Paul and their sort of white faces, amazing. Okay, so this was a kind of a transition album from Tyrannosaurus Rex to T.Rex. It was released in 1970, came off the back of the single Ride a White Swan, which is not included in the UK edition. Quite sort of acoustic, folky, but you've got beautiful tracks. You've got opens with and ends with the Children of Ran. Is It Love? A new version of 1 Inch Rock. My favourite track is probably The Visit. It's so poetic and beautiful. Diamond Meadows, Route of Star, Beltane Walk, oh, amazing. And you've got Jewel, which is quite electric. So yeah, Summer Deep, Seagull Woman, not a bad track. Okay, that is the T.Rex album, number 6. Okay, the order of the next, the remaining albums are kind of, you can probably guess them. So at number 5, we have Zinc Alloy and the Hidden Riders of Tomorrow, or A Creamed Cage in August, to give it its official title. This came out in 1974, reached number 12 on in the UK charts, wasn't a hit in the USA. Some people think, oh, this is the start of Marc's decline, but you know, that's bollocks. Maybe it didn't chart as high, but creatively it is incredible. Lyrically, it's up there with his best. The single was Teenage Dream, which was a wonderful single, slightly different to the usual T.Rex singles. Look at that picture on the back, in concert in America. And inside this gatefold sleeve, lots of little sort of Polaroid snaps of the band. The band had expanded by this stage, included Gloria and Pat Hall on backing vocals and an extra guitarist, Jack Green. So yeah, a lot on here. Venus Loon is a highlight. Everyone says that should have been a single. Who knows? Change is a great sort of ballad. Carl Smile Smith and the Old One. Sound Pit, Interstellar Soul. Fantastic. So that is my number, is it 4 or 5? I don't even know, but it's Zinc Alloy and the Hidden Riders of Tomorrow. So what have we got next? We have 1973, Tanks. Okay, this reached number 4. Great album. No singles on here, which is kind of quite unusual, but not uncommon back in the 70s. This is a beautiful album. Love the production on here. Slightly different to the previous. I don't know if it's a bit more melodic or what, but probably production-wise, it's probably his best. Highlights, well, I'm not going to read them all, but Electric Slim and the Factory Hen, Rapids. Born to Boogie's on here, which was a B-side, but a great song. Left Hand Luke it's kind of a gospely, bluesy, great ending to an album. And you know, it's kind of an underrated song. Probably if you're not a huge T.Rex fan, you don't even know it. So Life is Strange, The Street and Babe Shadow. This has come the inner sleeve. I've still got the poster. I'm not going to open the poster out, but it's still there. Okay, the last two, what are they? Place your bets now. It's a tie. The number 1 and 2 are a tie, but I've actually gone with my number 2 just for the video. Electric Warrior. Not number 1, I know. By the way, this is the original. This was swapped at school. In 1973, I think I got this, and I swapped it with a friend. I can't remember what, I probably gave him a Slade single or something like that. So it is quite tatty. You've got sellotape all around, but I've bought a new edition. So yeah, there they are. His best known album, or their best known album, came out in 1971, reached number 1, was one of the biggest sellers of the year. Let's put this copy up. Big hits like Get It On, Bang a Gong, Jeepster, not a bad track. Yeah, Mambo Sun and Cosmic Dancer. One of my favourites, or maybe my favourite, is Monolith. I'm not sure. Life's a Gas. Yeah, tremendous album. Every music or rock fan needs this in their collection. Okay, love that cover. It's good enough to wear on a t-shirt. Yeah, that's well, I'm lost for words really. It's that good. Okay, so you know what my number 1 is. T.Rex, the slider. That's the original. I have bought a new edition. Now, why is this at my number 1 and not Electric Warrior? Well, it contains 2 singles, Metal Guru and Telegram Sam. And Metal Guru, if you ask me what my favourite T.Rex single is, it would be Metal Guru. And Telegram Sam would be my second favourite single. But also Metal Guru is probably my favourite single ever out of any band, and that includes David Bowie, the Beatles. It's just a perfect single. 2 minutes long, fantastic production, great lyrics. It's just such a classic. So that's one reason. The other reason is all the tracks are fantastic. Absolutely love Ballrooms of Mars, Mystic Lady, The Slider, Rabbit Fighter, Spaceball Ricochet. I could go on and on and on. Anyway, some facts for you. Released in 1972, reached number 4 in the UK, number 17 in the USA. So it was in fact his biggest selling album in the USA. By the way, I don't think I told you, Electric Warrior reached number 32 in the USA. You never know. Electric Warrior may have sold more in the USA since the release of these albums. I wouldn't be surprised, because when I visit the States, I always see Electric Warrior in the CD racks, and it is his most famous album. But yeah, now this reached number 4, and it always surprised me because back in 1972, I wasn't really following album chart positions, and it's only later on that I realised it only reached number 4, and I would have have assumed it was a #1 album, because T.Rex really were at their peak in 1972 in popularity. So that was a bit of a surprise. But then again, not all the great albums have reached #1. I mean, Ziggy Stardust wasn't a #1 album, and a few of Queen's great albums like News of the World, Sheer Heart Attack, they weren't #1 albums. So makes no difference, does it, chart placings? So anyway, that is it. Now, so just to finish off, I've got a couple of really great compilations that I enjoy. Bolan Boogie, this came out in 1972, I believe. I actually bought this before I bought Electric Warrior, or got it from that kid at school, because I kind of had a choice between the two, which one to get, and this contained the 4 singles up until that point, you know, Hot Love, Ride Out Swan, and they weren't on Electric Warrior. So this is great. Still got that fly in a sleeve. Did I show you the back yet? Probably did. I've actually got this on CD, but this, the thing with greatest hits albums is they often get replaced by other greatest hits, and then these get sort of forgotten about, or, you know, they're never sort of remastered. Which is a shame, really, because, you know, they're part of the history of the band. Okay, and the follow-up to that was just called T.Rex Great Hits, and you've got all the singles from the EMI T.Rex Hot Wax period. I've got the poster in here still, but I'm not going to open that out, so I just thought I'd show you those two. Okay, that's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you would like, I could do my T.Rex singles ranked in order, but just let me know in the comments, okay? I will see you again soon. Bye now.